Hey man, so let's take a look at this one you sent me. We'll let it roll out and then I'll make some comments. Alright, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't really see much difference between this video and the last one you sent me. I'll tell you why. So we still see a wicked rounding of your back here. You've got the bar real low. Again, it's because your grip is close and your tight rotator cuff muscles have your elbows pulled way back. We can see that position here at the top of rep 1, there at the top of rep 2, and there at the top of rep 3. All right, this has got to go. Like that would be my primary focus right now. If you could eliminate that, and again, part of it's going to be here. Okay, with the upper arm rotated backwards, spread that grip out a little bit. See if you can get your arms a little bit more underneath the bar. That'll make it easier for you to keep your chest up a little bit. Bar is a little bit low on your traps. I would try to cradle it up a little bit higher. This way, when you're standing up underneath the bar, your shoulders, hips, and heels are in full alignment. Right here, there's not. You're already flexed at the hips. You're already rounded here on the back, and your knees are slightly soft. Now, that could be, not to get into the weeds here, that could be because your psoas muscle is extremely overactive and tight. Now, if you don't know anything about your psoas muscle, T12 down to L5, okay, runs across your midsection over the fulcrum that is your pelvis and attaches to the inside of your thigh. It's your primary hip flexor. And if you spend a lot of time seated or in a hip flex position, then the older you get, the more likely it is that that muscle is a little bit dominant in a lot of movements. Glutes and rectus abdominis are antagonistic to that muscle. Just a little food for thought. We can get more into that later. But, I mean, lower body looks okay. Upper body, we've really got to work on that posture a little bit. Now, down below, we still see wicked knees forward. Okay, not just that, but here at the bottom, you're going so low that your adductors are rotating your knees inward a little bit, which kind of pulls everything out of alignment. Now, let's watch the mechanics here. Watch what's here. Everything is flexed. Everything is bent. Let's look at what straightens and when it straightens. So here, hips aren't straightening at all. Here, what we see is we see the knees come in, remember? Okay, got to make room for your torso up top. Knee comes in. Knees are straightening. Hips are still flexed. Hips haven't changed their flexion. Back hasn't changed its orientation. It's all knees until here the hips start to come forward and the back begins to straighten. Did you see that? Okay, so we see knees come in. Knees are straightening. Still the same angle at the hips. Back is still in that same position. Knees, knees, knees. There come the hips and the lower back and the glutes. But the glutes still aren't fully locked out. You're not using your glutes as the primary driver to this exercise. And I know that your glutes aren't fully engaged because your hips are still slightly flexed. Okay, if your glutes were engaged, glutes being a hip extensor, we'd be able to lock out that configuration right there. So that could be because you've got an overactive psoas. Like I said, they're antagonistic. So the tighter your psoas squeezes, the less tight your glutes are going to be able to squeeze. And you know what? I just noticed this. Let's take a look at you in the mirror. All right. Certainly have a significant amount of asymmetry here in the shoulders and in the upper arm. Now, what I look at here is the rotation of your humerus. All right, that's your upper arm bone. Now here, rotation is neutral compared to this one. This humerus is externally rotated significantly, and significantly more, well, that's your right side. Your left side is significantly more externally rotated than your right side.